If you're trying to express yourself calmly and the other person still shuts down or gets defensive, this message is for you. This applies to romantic and family relationships. Any relationship where there's emotional closeness in history. If we haven't met yet, I'm Ruth Abraham, an accredited certified coach with the International Coaching Federation. I help people communicate with clarity, self-respect, and emotional maturity without abandoning themselves to keep the peace. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people thinking they're communicating vulnerably when actually they're just sharing their thoughts. Thoughts often contain blame, criticism, or judgment, even when they're said calmly. And that's why defensiveness still shows up. Nonviolent communication, also known as NVC, isn't about saying everything that is in your head. It's about how you speak, not what you think. Nonviolent communication through speaking focuses on what you observed, what you felt, what you need, and what you're requesting. Not interpretations, not assumptions, not character judgments. For example, instead of saying, "You always make me feel dismissed," try, "When you interrupted me earlier, I felt discouraged and I need to be heard in conversation." This works whether you're speaking to a partner, parent, sibling, or anyone that you're close with. It's grounded and clean and invites connection without pressure. Here's the part that many people struggle with. Even when you use nonviolent communication correctly, you cannot control how someone responds. If the person you're in a relationship with is able to hear feedback without collapsing or attacking, then that's emotional maturity. If they are consistently shutting down, deflecting, or turning it back on you, that's not a communication failure on your part, that's information. Healthy communication includes boundaries. If you're met with invalidation, gaslighting, contempt, or repeated defensiveness, you're allowed to pause the conversation. You don't need to argue harder. You don't need to explain better. You don't need to earn respect. A simple boundary can sound like this: "I'm open to continuing this conversation when we both can be respectful to each other." So here's the framework to remember. Speak from observation, not interpretation. Name your feelings, not flinging accusations. Express your needs, not your demands. Allow others to manage their own reactions and set boundaries when emotional safety is lost. This is how you communicate honestly without becoming responsible for someone else's emotional regulation. If you're working on releasing judgment of yourself and of others, I have a free guide that supports this exact work, and it's linked in the description below. So if this video rings a bell, subscribe for more grounded relationship guidance. I'm Ruth Abraham, and I'll see you next time.